Hey guys, welcome to Judge Jodi. Here we are again, another win on Monday, followed by another defeat on Saturday. The Spurs roller coaster continues. What is going on, man? It's just getting so silly now. Guys, joining me tonight to break down the Man United loss, we have Coach Stell. Stell from Tottenham away. How you doing, Stell?
I'm
How you doing?
buzzing. I'm really, really buzzing.
You look it.
Wow. Brilliant.
You look very, very happy.
Spurs are losing. Arsenal are winning. Great.
Mm,
Just great.
right? Yeah, I know. I know. It's yeah. I did. I can't. I have nothing else to say to that.
Should we stop the show now? Should we just
Yeah.
thanks for watching,
Took a
everyone.
lot of strength to pull through to get here, and now you've really depressed me. So thanks for that. um,
Spurs depressed you. Not me.
yeah, not you, not you. But I mean, other than Spurs, how are you? You okay?
Do you know I am. I'm good. I'm outside of Spurs. I actually have
You have a life.
yeah, believe it or not, it's actually a happy one. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy what I read up on and other activities I'm involved in. I was meant to be going to Chicago in November to celebrate my friend's birthday, a really good friend of mine. We were supposed to go 3 years ago, but everything got cancelled because of COVID. So now we're going to revisit that trip. But I've extended it now, and I'm going to fly to Toronto first and catch up with my old school friend, Brian Daigle. Everyone knows Brian Daigle.
Shout out to Daigle.
Yeah, so I'm so, something happy to look forward to catching up with Brian. I've never been to Canada. It's one country I've never been to. So, yeah, look,
Nice.
we focus on those things and just keeps us sane because Tottenham will make you go insane.
Yeah, 100% agree with you on that one. So that sounds good. I mean, if I could have anything to escape Tottenham right now, I definitely would take it. But what do you think? I mean, we'll get into the players, obviously, but what are your thoughts on the match overall? Were you expecting a loss or what were you thinking?
So a lot of the podcasts and preview shows and whatnot that I went on and that I did on our channel, I said it. I don't think it's going to be this big whitewash that everyone's saying. 4-1, 3-1, Man United crap. I was saying
Yeah.
it to whenever Spurs fans do this. Oh, we're going to smash them. The opposite happens. So I said I think it'll be a close game. I said it'll be a one goal in it. I said it all along. One goal will decide it. And I tried to stay positive. So I said that Spurs will win 2-1. But if we lost by a goal, I wouldn't be surprised. And unfortunately, we lost by a goal. So I wasn't massively surprised. I was disappointed, obviously, because I support Spurs. But
Yeah.
I don't listen. I don't think we played badly, but I don't think we played well enough to deserve a win. If we got a draw, we'd say okay, but a win, I don't think we deserved a win.
I think we were the better team on the day, to be honest with you. Other than Ronaldo, obviously, but I think we both played pretty average. I think we played better than Man U, but yeah, I agree with you. I have to put my hand up and say I was one of those people that thought we were going to absolutely smash it. I think I put on my Twitter feed, we are absolutely going to smash this today, and that never comes out of my mouth. Like when it comes to Spurs, I'm never confident, and I just for some reason Spurs got me, and I was confident, and look what
You
happened.
got
So
you got sucked in, Jodi. You got
riled
sucked in.
in, I got sucked in, and I'm never gonna allow that to happen again. Yeah, I think I don't know. It is what it is, isn't it? But I think I was really upset on Saturday. But we move.
Look, Jodi. At the end of the day, okay. I think what I've noticed, and I'm always learning on social media and trying to. The one thing I cannot do is understand our fan base. I don't get our fan base, but what I have learned is there's always like a little catchphrase or a little slogan that we pop up with and we use it and everyone jumps on it and everyone's like, okay, let's just use that. Because most fans are lazy. And what I mean, and not just Tottenham fans, all fans.
Yeah.
It's easy just to copy what someone else says and not actually sit back and really think about it. And the current thing that everyone is saying is We're so inconsistent. We're so inconsistent. Inconsistent FC. Win, lose, win.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I disagree with that. I think we are very consistent. For how many years do Spurs, in a big moment, a big game, like if we can just win this, we can, and we don't.
Just bottle it. Yeah.
Well, bottle it, underperform, players don't turn up, whatever the reason, tactics, whatever reason. This has been happening for years. So I don't actually think we're inconsistent. I think we consistently fail to step up when it really, really matters. Other than Ajax away, that one night, I think we've just fallen every single big moment, and that isn't what I would call inconsistent. So that's why I wasn't really like completely and utterly gutted and devastated.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, subconsciously you're kind of expecting
you're numb to it.
You just don't want. Yeah, you're numb to it. Perfect. Perfectly described. You're numb to it.
Yeah. That's it. That's what Spurs do. You're a Spurs fan. That's what happens. We're not allowed to have nice things.
Got a nice stadium.
We do. I'm actually going next weekend as well.
Have you been before?
Yeah, I've been a few times.
Okay.
But I'm going on Sunday for the West Ham game, and I am not looking forward to
that. We just don't know what's going to happen. We could win it. We could lose it.
Yeah, exactly.
No idea.
Right, Stel. Well, as it's your first time on the show, I'm going to ask you something. I'm not sure if you have an answer for me, but basically what I do when I have a new guest on the show is I ask them if they have a pre-game superstition or something that they do before every single Spurs match. Do you have something that you do, or no?
I'm not. I used to be superstitious, but I stopped being superstitious a while back. So I'm not very. In fact, I'm not superstitious at all anymore. So I don't really have a pre-match ritual of any kind. No lucky kind of
wake up on the day and.
Oh, actually, I'll tell you what. There is something that does happen, right? You're going to think I'm really fucking weird now, but I've said it to one or two friends that support Spurs, and they just don't get it. And you're not going to get it either because it's weird. But so in my bedroom at home, so my roof is wooden and it goes to a point, and then at the top it's glass. So I've got a kind of glass, not a glass roof, but the point of my roof in my bedroom is glass. So the sunlight comes in. So as soon as it's daytime, the sun comes in. There's no curtain up there. You can't do like a horizontal curtain. Anyway, if it's a really, really, really big game, I mean, Champions League final, Spurs are at Wembley for a semi-final, or whatever it may be, in the morning, it's not superstitious. This always happens, right? When I wake up, if it's sunny and the sunlight comes and lights up my room, we're going to lose. We're going to lose
every single time.
Yeah, and check this out. Check this out. The day that we played Ajax away, when I woke up that morning, it was grey and there was no bright sunlight coming in. Jodi, I'm not making this up, right? I know people think I'm all over the place already. I promise you.
Wow, you've got some weird kind of like vibe thing going on with your
it's the gods.
Your glass window. God's looking down on you. Yeah. We don't have many finals and stuff, do we? So it mustn't happen that often.
Yeah, well, exactly. We don't. And the guy that I sit next to at Spurs, like we both got season tickets. When we do have these massive, massive games, which is it's not often at all, he'll text me saying, "Stel, is the sun in your room?" Oh, what kind of a question is that? So, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
You do. Okay.
I totally forgot about that. I completely forgot about that.
Next time we're in any scope of a final, we'll
everyone text me. Everyone message me. Yeah.
We asked Stel what the glass is looking like that day.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Right. Well, so we're gonna get into the ratings because that's why we're here. So let's get into it. See what we have to say about these guys. I always hate doing these ones when it's a loss, but we have to do it. So Lloris, what are we saying about Lloris? So yeah, 3 saves, 6 and a 5.
I'm
What are you
just
saying
trying to get the
first?
score up that I gave you because I sent you some scores and I
I
forgot
didn't
what I
change
sent you.
them.
So, okay. Yeah. Oh, right. It's on the screen. Sorry. I wasn't looking. 6.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's on the
So,
screen. We're prepared here.
yeah, sorry about that. So I didn't I didn't really think he had a bad game, but I think there was moments he could have done better, which is why I gave him I'd say just above average. Five is average out of 10, so
Yep,
6 is just above.
yep,
I think for the
yep.
first goal, I know a lot of fans say he could have done better, but I
I
think he's gone with this arm. He should have gone with that arm. So
mm,
that's one thing I would have said. He should have gone with the other arm for the save, but I think the shot caught everyone by surprise. I
yeah,
don't think anyone thought that was going to happen. But as a goalie, you've always got to
be on
anticipate it. So
your
I knocked one
yeah,
mark for that.
yeah.
Um, the the second goal, I don't understand why he didn't come off his line. He
Mm,
could have come out and stopped it. He just he
I
if I don't know if you ever notice Hugo Lloris, he always stays on his line. He rarely
mhm,
comes off his line for crosses, balls into the box, that
yeah,
pass across to Ronaldo. So I think he could have done a lot better for that one.
mm,
And the last goal, I mean, I don't know what Lloris could have done. It was a free header
no.
practically for Ronaldo, and
Well, I don't
just
think
from
that
close
was his
range.
fault. I mean, there others
No,
were
no.
kind of at fault, I think, for
But
allowing that one to go in, but
mm, but I think the first goal he could have gone with a different hand. Would it have helped? Don't know. The
yeah.
second goal definitely, I think Lloris could have done a lot better. But he made 1 or 2 saves as well in the match.
Yeah.
Other
3
than that,
saves, actually.
he did 3 saves. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't think he played badly. I don't think it was his best game either. So I gave him 6. Why did you give him a 5?
Well, I think I gave him a 5 because of, for me, the 5 is a standard average score as well. So for me, he didn't
Okay.
do anything terrible, but he didn't do anything that like, you know, really, really excited me about his performance. And I think, yeah, I mean, it's tough, isn't it? Like I've rewatched the goals so many times, and I don't know if there's anything that he could have done with some of those goals because Ronaldo is a bit of a powerhouse, and I think obviously that first one, like you said, it kind of came out of nowhere. Maybe he could have, but I don't know. I think Lloris himself probably thinks he might be able to do more about the goals, but I think personally, I don't know. It was tough for him, and I think he made 3 saves, an average score really for me. I think,
Yeah.
but
Cool.
yeah. Right, we're gonna move on to Romero. So you've given him a 6, I've given him a 5. I think my scores are pretty, pretty. The defense did not impress me at all on Saturday. I think they had a pretty average day. I think Romero, he had his ups and downs. Obviously, I mean, when I was looking at the stats, he was the only one that actually had any stats for defensive abilities. So he got 5 tackles in, whereas I think Dyer and Davies actually didn't have anything. It was kind of like 0, 0, 0, 0. So that kind of shows you what kind of a day they had, I think, on Saturday. Um, I think he had questionable moments. I don't know. I feel like he was partly to blame for that third goal. I don't know what was going on with
Yeah.
him and
No,
Doherty. I
no.
think they were both confused about who was marking who, and I had to kind of give him a 5 for that. I think he left Varane open. I think that was a big mistake. So yeah, that was my 5. But what are you thinking? Why the 6?
I don't think he's good in the air. I don't think when it comes
Yeah, it's
to
not.
set pieces, corners, he's not good. And it showed, like you said, he was, partly to blame for that third goal.
Yeah,
It's funny because when I do the tactic shows for We Are Tottenham TV, I've broken down 3 or 4 games specifically on crosses into the box and how there's always a situation where there's uh, 2 opposing players being marked by 1 player and a lack of communication across the back line. And we've broken it down and I've shown
yeah,
them. And again with this, I don't think players know who they're marking. So
Yeah.
Doherty didn't even jump. Ronaldo had the leap on
He
Doherty, so
jumped.
it was too long for Doherty to jump.
Yeah.
Well, it's because Ronaldo's
Kind of
made his jump,
sidestepped. Yeah.
and he's below him now. So if he jumps, he's only going to go one place, and
Mm.
that's probably into his head or give away a free kick.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So Romero was partly to blame for that. I think the first 15 minutes he was looking a bit wobbly as well. It wasn't until we put I can't remember who he put a tackle on. I think it was Pogba. He put a good tackle on Pogba. That's when I felt right. Romero's now realised he's playing Manchester United away. I really like the shit. I really like the shithousery he gave Maguire when we scored. I thought that was great.
Yeah, I think people could take that either way, but yeah, I think that was
Look,
was a good one.
do you know what? You're right. Actually, people can take it. You're right. People can take it either way. People can say it's like, oh bloody hell, get on with it. You know, you don't need to be like that. But then, I like that fire. I like that.
His
that
aggression is
spirit.
what makes him, isn't it? I think for Romero, I think it's
But yeah, our defense wasn't great, and
no.
the thing is, so many players had a below par game that
Yeah. It was hard, wasn't
It's
it? It was
hard
a
to
really
say
hard
that
one
Romero
to.
stood out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he
I
didn't stand
found it
out.
really hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly. He didn't. Not like he usually does. I found this a really, really tough one because, like, both defenses, I think Man U and our defense were both rubbish on the day. It was kind of just the performance in general was just a hard one to kind of like watch and rate because it was just so. I found it so weird, this one, but anyway, Scott M's saying to you that he thought Hugo had a pretty average game, but then he noticed the sun shining through his window shield and he gave him a 10 out of 10. So thanks, Scott. You're never going to live that one down, Nastel. Darren, remember when you get to Sun, make him at least a 7 or we'll be having words. Okay.
It's going to be words.
Not giving anything away yet, but there might be some words. Sean, how you
It's
doing,
gonna be
Sean?
words.
Got to mention the Stella coach taking off Kulu, who was cursing them with issues and bringing on the Impact sub. Not, yeah, I know that was.
I know why he took off Kulu though. So the reason he took off Kulu was
He
because
looked tired. Was he tired?
I think the score was 2-2, okay, and the next goal would probably win it. Ragnick decided to take off a holding mid, Matic, and he brought on Cavani. So he went 1 in the defensive mid and 2 strikers. So he took a risk. Whereas Conte was a bit more pragmatic. He didn't want to take off a holding mid. He wanted to keep them 2 there because we kept going behind, 1-0 down, then 2-1. Then so he wanted to try and ensure that the defense was not vulnerable.
Solid enough. Yeah.
Especially with them putting 2 strikers on. So what he decided to do was do a like for like. Let me take off Kulu and bring on Mora. Was it the right decision? In the end, no. But had he taken off, let's say, Bentancur, kept Kulu on, and then played another attacking mid and brought Mora, would that have changed it? We'll never know. But I'm just explaining what I think Conte did.
It's tactical decision. Yeah.
Sometimes you get it right. Sometimes you get it wrong.
You can't guess what's going to happen in the game either, can you? You can try, but yeah, a game of football is very hard to judge sometimes. So we're going to move on to Eric Dyer. We've given him 5s. What are you saying?
Have you just given everyone 5? just a blanket 5 across the board.
Maybe we'll see. I mean, to be fair for me, I think the defense all kind of were pretty terrible. They weren't terrible enough to give them a lower score, but I think a 5 was probably warranted for Dyer. I think he obviously narrowly escaped that handball. He nearly got a header for us. He nearly got us a goal, so that was good. So I'm not giving him a 6. I'm not giving him a 4. He did some okay things, but I think he could have done a lot more for that first goal. I just think the defending wasn't great on Saturday, so I think they're giving them an average of 5 for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. When you concede 3 goals, it's hard to give any defender a high score. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah,
D- could he have shut down Ronaldo for the first goal? Probably, yeah. Could
yeah,
he have
that's
done
fair.
anything more for the second goal? Well, he did step up. He did step up for the offside trap. So big up
Hmm.
Jonas Dale, big up NCS Sports. The last goal was just complete confusion amongst all 3 centre-backs. So did he put in any big challenges, any big blocks? No.
No.
Did he play any killer passes out from the back to get us going on an attack or a counter? No. Just another average player on the pitch
Yeah.
having an average
Average
performance.
5.
So
An average 5.
I don't
There you go.
disagree.
Sean, Ralph changed formations 3 times and outscored Conte. Yeah.
I would say that Ralph also had better players
Yeah.
in the attacking department to bring on. He had Cavani and Elanga. We had Bergwijn and Mora. I mean,
It's true.
he
Yeah.
had better options off the bench as well. I mean, for fuck's sakes, we brought on Winks.
We've got
We're
no one on
losing,
our
and we're
bench,
like,
though.
okay.
That's the thing. Yeah, no. Oh,
Although, do you
man,
know
that
what?
was
Winks played the best pass of anyone forward. That forward pass to Reggie, and then Reggie
Oh,
messed it
yeah.
up.
We'll get on to Regulon, but yeah. I agree. But it is when you've got when you're looking at your bench and that's what you got to bring on, it does not fill you with confidence, does it?
Nope.
Ben Davies, though, you're gonna love this one. 5, 5, 5, 5. I don't think he had a bad game either. Like I just, again, I think it was an average game. I mean, he obviously nearly had that first goal, but then it was disallowed. Obviously, if that went in, maybe I should have bumped him up a little bit, 5.5 for getting that in. But I don't know. I don't think he's been as sharp as he was in other games. I think he tried to get back for that second goal. I think, I think he had some errors in that bit
Jodi,
there.
these players, Davies, Dyer, they've been at the club for 6 years. They've won nothing. We haven't
Yeah,
really done anything. And
yeah,
you look at the games. You look at the games we've lost this year: Burnley away, recent games, Middlesbrough,
yeah. Southampton,
Southampton, Wolves. Dyer
Wolves.
and
Yeah,
Davies have played. They've played in all these games.
yeah.
They've been part of the defence that has let us down time and time and time again. So he's an average player. He's always been an average player. He would never, ever, ever get into any of the top 6 competitors. None of them would sign him. None of them would sign Dyer. We should have bitten Man United's hand off when they wanted Eric Dyer and they were going to give us 60 million a couple of years ago. But
Yeah, I
you
agree.
know,
Yeah.
did he do anything seriously wrong? No. Did he do anything really, really good?
Seriously, right?
No.
Yeah,
He's just a player on the pitch wearing a white shirt, and that's it. Just a number.
yeah,
So
yeah. I agree. NS Sports TV, Eric Dyer 5.5.
Jodi, sorry, can you block Big Boss Man? He's a troll. He trolls everywhere I go. He starts saying things that
Can't see
not
him.
necessary.
Can't see him on here. I'm having issues with my comments.
Okay, well, when you see it, it's the comment off. It's at 7:28.
Okay, I've only got NS Sports TV. Got some issues, technical issues on my end here. But when I see it, I'll.
I don't mind being called names, but not a paedophile. I mean, a paedophile's like, come on, where are we going? People, where are we going with this?
I don't see that, but let me try and get someone to come and sort that out for you. So
It's all right. It's all right. I just, as long as you're aware.
I am now. Thank you. Right, let's move on. Matt Doherty. I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyway, what are we saying?
Some people call him
yeah.
Diego Doherty. Some people call him Mara Doherty, and some people call him Cafu Herty. So take your pick.
I've been calling him Doherty, but I think it's Doherty. I'm going to go down the Doherty route for now. But yeah, what about these scores? 2 and a 3. I mean,
can I say I'm so happy you gave him a low score? I'm so happy. Do you know how many fans I've been disagreeing with about Doherty's performance? So to see you give a 3, it's actually
he played
thank
terrible.
God
He played
some. That's what I
absolutely
said. That's what I said.
terrible.
I know. I know. I know.
I mean, I gave him an 8 last when he played. What was it? The Everton game? I think. He actually played really
Everton,
well in
yeah.
that one. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. Terrible day for him. He was leaving like way too much space for Sancho to come in. I think again, like what I said about that final goal, he and Romero were confused about who they were marking. He just wasn't on it at all. I don't think on Saturday. He just, yeah,
I think all of our fullbacks, all of them, Cess, um, Doherty, Emerson, Reggie, I think all of them, when we play against a team that can't defend like an Everton or a Leeds, I think they show that they can do something, right? They've all shown they can put a good cross in, maybe score a goal, that they can attack. But as soon as they come up against a team that's got structure, that knows how to play, they all get exposed for being very average players. You'd probably say Reggie is the best of the lot, but defensively, he gets found out time and time again. He doesn't put enough crosses in. Cess,
yeah,
I've seen him have 2 good games. He's always injured. Emerson and Doherty, I just think, are terrible players. I really think they're the 2 weakest players in our entire squad. You're right, though. He did play well against Everton, and he did actually play quite well against Leeds. But those 2 teams are 16th and 17th in the league. Man United are 5th. Man United are 5th. So it's difficult. It's difficult to really say that he's a good player. He's not very good. He's just not a very good player.
No, and everybody was getting all big on it and like giving the whole like the Maradona like photos with his head on. I don't know if you saw that. Like everybody was getting really excited, saying that we've got 30s. Yeah, we've got a real winner here. But I was not having any of it.
The thing is, right? If you watch against Man United, okay, before the game, everyone's saying Man United are crap. They're a mess. They're inconsistent. Okay, so you'd think that the wing backs would see it as an opportunity to expose that. Did he take on a man the whole game? No. Did he put a dangerous cross into the box once? No. Every time he did go slightly forward and the player came over to defend, he either turned and passed sideways, went backwards, or the amount of times I saw him try and make a forward pass, which was about 3, 4, maybe 5 meter pass, he just gives the ball away, and you think, wow, I know 10-year-olds who can pass better than you, and it's just
it's not good enough.
And imagine the wing backs are so important to Conte's
That's
system.
the thing, though, isn't it? Like
it kills us. It just kills everything we try and do in these big games.
I think that's why we are in the position that we're in, isn't it? It's just it's the fact that we've got such rubbish wing backs. None of them are good.
Yeah.
In my eyes, none of them are up to scratch. I mean,
I think Reggie was actually good under Mourinho. I think he actually showed that he can be good, but
he's got moments, definitely. But he's definitely got
under this system. With 3 at the back, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of Reggie in this system to say I'm convinced. So.
Well, on that one, let's move on to Reggie. 5s. I mean, I was umming and ahhing about this one because, again, I just don't get him. I don't get him. I'm not sure about him. I don't know what his deal is. Like, I really don't understand Reguilon. Like, he's really not thriving. Like you said, like what has he got? 2 goals this season? That's not good enough for the position he's in. I know he's been injured quite a lot, and he had COVID like about 6 times. But I don't know. I just I don't get it.
I don't think any fullback at Tottenham this season has had a consistent run in the squad. So Reggie comes in, then he gets injured, then he comes in, then he gets COVID. Cess, he steps in when Reggie's out, but then he gets injured, he's out, he gets back from his injury, then he's injured again. Emerson and Doherty have taken it in turns to have patches. There's just no consistency in any of the fullbacks game
and
time,
and because of swapping around of managers and like
managers swapping around as well. So
like
so I think they're partly being affected by lack of game time and minutes, but I also think that the more game time we see, the more we see how good They really are, and they're not good. So,
Yeah.
like I said, Reggie's one that I would be a bit more patient with, because I do think there is something there with Reggie. But against Man United, he put one cross in the whole frigging game, which led to a goal, Maguire's own goal. But there was 2 or 3 chances he could have put in a cross, but he didn't. And I will not forgive him. I will not forgive him. At 3-2, Harry Winks put in a fantastic pass into the box. Reggie's all he had to do was connect with it.
Yeah.
Jodi, I don't think he missed it. I think he was more conscious of falling to the ground to try and win a penalty than staying focused and maintaining eye contact with the ball and scoring. So in that split moment, he had a decision: connect with the ball and try and score, or try and win a penalty. And he chose to win a penalty. It was a fucking shambles. That's why I gave him a 5. I would have given him a 6.5, but because of that, I was like, sorry, man, you cost us the draw there. So
yeah. I gave him a 5. I just, like I said, I couldn't really tell. I mean, obviously, like you said, he played Sancho on for the own goal. Sorry, the second goal. But then he forced Maguire's own goal. So, he kind of evened himself out, I think, from my perspective. But yeah, I don't know. I think he looked weak. I don't, like I said, I just don't get him. So not sure for me, but yeah, 5. I think he played average.
he's got a nice beauty. He's got a nice beauty spot on his face.
Yeah, he does. We had a question here from, let me see, United States of America. I think he was asking about your show. Still, you're not on Tottenham Way Monday night. I think you're doing your show after this one, aren't you?
Half past 8.
Half past 8. And I think he's calling Doherty Doughboy.
Matt Doughboy. Yeah, that's what he calls him. That's what he normally calls him. So this is actually, his name's Jacob. It's Jacob.
Big up, Jacob. Thanks for watching. Luca 14 is saying harsh scores for the Doc. Okay, going forward, he didn't offer much, but how many times did Rashford or Sancho do anything?
Sancho created the pass that led to the second goal.
The second goal, yeah. Adam Sales, still the legend. Would you be happy with 5th, 6th and Europa, or even 7th and Conference League, or no Europe at all? What are you thinking on that one?
So for me, to not be in Europe is an absolute disgrace.
Yeah,
under all circumstances, I want Tottenham in Europe, because when you're not in Europe, what are you? And
no one wants to play for you.
Well, even the European Conference League, which a lot of fans brushed off and a lot of fans dismissed. I was one that said, I'm fuming that we've been kicked out of that competition. There was a lot of fans who were very happy, saying, now we can focus on domestic trophies. Now we can focus on top 4. And I said, no. I remember having this argument with so many fans saying, this is our
would have
best.
argued with me.
Would I have argued with you?
Yeah, I was happy to be out of that one this season, only this season, because of the way that Man U've been playing. And I thought,
I'm never not coming on the show again. I'm never doing the show again. I'm never ever doing the show again.
I thought this was our only opportunity to challenge for top 4 at the moment, with Man U being in the position that they're in, and we could just capitalize on getting top 4. But obviously, we're not doing that either, are we?
Jodi, the way I looked at it, right, was this. I looked at the squad and I thought, they're not good enough. The squad is not good enough.
Yeah.
So what I wanted us to do was really focus on this European trophy, because I felt we could actually win it. It's crap enough for our level. We can win this. We might have to play a Roma or a Leicester City or someone half decent at some stage, but fine. If we can win this trophy, number one, it's a trophy in the cabinet. It's the worst trophy of the lot, but freaking hell, you have to qualify for this. You have to qualify for this competition. It's not the Audi Cup, which is invitation. This is, we had to finish 7th to get into this. So it's a UEFA official qualified competition that we would have won. And second of all, it guarantees Europa Cup. So if you compare it to last season, if we look at, let's say we want to win the Premier League, there's steps you've got to go by. You've got to go through. You can't just go from 7th to Premier League. So the way I was thinking was, win a trophy and get Europa Cup, that's progression from last year. And then it would allow us the next season, which would be, so that would allow us to go into the next season. Let's try and win the Europa and guarantee Champions League whilst trying to win a Carabao Cup. Step by step. But when we got kicked out of the competition, I knew it. What a chance we're now going to lose. And when fans were celebrating it, I just couldn't believe it. And I'm kind of being proven right at the moment. I mean, the season's not over yet, but we're not going to win a trophy. And it's more than likely that top 6 is the best we're going to get. So I always want us to be in Europe, Jodi, because I think it's another trophy. And it gives us something to win. And there's a reward at the end of that win. So
I do agree with you. I think Europe is really important, and I think if we can get into the Conference League, a lot of people probably will disagree as well. But I think that it's important for us to do that. But I just thought this year, with the way things were going, us getting knocked out, I just thought maybe it would give context, because I know he needs time with his players, and I just thought maybe it would give him more time to kind of focus on getting that top 4 spot, with the other teams kind of being the way they are this season, because it's a bit of a different one, with Man U being kind of where they are, and Arsenal sort of, we're all around the same level. Well, we were at that point.
The problem is with the domestic trophies, as soon as we draw Liverpool, Man City or Chelsea, we're going to go out. That's the problem. I know there's always hope, and you never know, and come on Tottenham, but you just know they're the kind of teams, when a trophy's on the line, they know how to make it happen. Whereas we just fall short. And and look who knocked us out the Carabao Cup, Chelsea. So it's just I think until we've got a squad that is roughly that wonderful squad that Poch built, then I will then I'll believe again, Jodi. Then I will say, do you know what? We can do it. We can get top 4. We can win a cup, because Poch almost had that team. So
right.
Also.
Who we got now? Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Oh, that's better. It's a bit better, isn't it? Yay. For me, I think he and Kulu were the best players for us on Saturday. I don't think anyone will disagree with that. Like, he was winning the ball back for us loads of times. He was helping to drive us forward. I think he was full of energy, as he always is, kind of in the middle there. I think he had a couple of shots as well. One on target, but obviously that didn't come out for us. But I think he was an absolute boss for us in the middle, like he genuinely is, but even more so I think on Saturday, which we really needed. So 7 for me, definitely. What are you saying?
Yeah, I agree. I think he cleared up a lot of the mess. He broke up a lot of play. One of the reasons Man United didn't have a lot of chances is because he was breaking up a lot of the play in midfield, and I felt that this was one of his better games. I know he gets a lot of stick when we don't play well sometimes, but he's not a robot. He can't play every single game and expect a brilliant performance every single week. He's not that player. No player is, except for maybe N'Golo Kante, but he's a freak. I thought he had a really good game. Salah. But Højbjerg, he did his job. What his role, his responsibility was, he did it, and he did it well. So he's one player that did turn up for this game. Yeah,
definitely. No arguments from me. We're moving on. Rodrigo Bentancur. 5s again. Yeah. It wasn't great for him, was it, on Saturday? I mean, I don't know. It's a hard thing to do, because when you're judging people week on week, you don't want to compare against previous performances. But he's been so good for us, hasn't he, since he's come in? And I feel like, it just wasn't up to what we have been seeing from him. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I think he gave the ball away a couple of times. His passing, I don't think was great. I think there was that first moment in the first goal. I think he could have done more there, but a 5, an average 5. I think you were saying you're going to give everyone a 5, and it was an average performance. So for me, it was a 5. What do you think?
I just think it's your lucky number, and you just want to keep
Yeah.
putting. Yeah, look. At the end of the day, Bentancur, I actually think he played better than what a lot of people have said he did. I think a lot of fans have been over harsh on him, but the reason I gave him a 5 is because I think he's better than what he showed. I think he's been a very, very good player for Spurs. I really think he's been a really good player for Spurs. He does give possession away more so than what people notice. But in this particular game, that those first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, he just looked like the stage was too big for him, and he didn't know what it was too big of a moment.
Yeah.
But once he settled and he got into the game, his performance was okay. It
He got
wasn't as
better.
bad. It
Yeah.
wasn't as bad as everyone made it out to be. If the reason I gave him a 5 is because I actually put him in our top 6 or 7 players that we've got at the squad. If he wasn't in that top 6 or 7, I wouldn't have given him such a low score. But he by his standards, he underperformed.
Yeah, no, I agree. What about Scott M saying a 1?
Scott M doesn't hold back. Scott M doesn't hold back.
So I don't think it's a 1, Scott. I mean, I don't think he played well, but I don't know about a 1. I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion, though. So if you think it's a 1, you can give him a 1. All right, let's move on. Dejan Kulusevski, Deki, Kulu, whatever you want to call him. Still, you've given him an 8. I've given him a 7. Yeah, again, like I said, I think he's one of the best performers on the day. Probably better than Højbjerg, but just for different reasons. Obviously, his cross led to Kane's penalty. He just looks so good on the ball, doesn't he? Like, he just looks so good. He's just come straight in, and every single game he's played for us, I just feel like I'm not concerned. Like I've got him in my fantasy team now, just because I think he's amazing. Like, I just think he's gonna do stuff for us.
I can't explain this, and it's just instinct. Okay, when I coach players, I see certain things, and over time you begin to pick up an instinct for it. I honestly believe if Spurs get it right with their recruitment and the way we play Kulu, he could turn out to be an absolute star for Tottenham. Right. There's one or two fans saying, don't get carried away. It's too soon. You're right. They're right. That's why I cautiously say, if we get it right. He does small things that look so easy, and people don't really understand the quality of the play. I'll give an example. I can't remember if it was Everton or Leeds. It was Everton. When Son scored that goal, the way the ball came to Kulu, and his first instinct, natural, this is he didn't think about it. It was just natural instinct was, I'm going to dink it to Son, and I'm going to use the outside of my boot to do it. Honestly, that is a class touch. I'm not saying he's a class player. That was a class touch. And I see him do things like that all the time. But what he also does, on top of that, is there's an outcome. He gets crosses that wins us penalties. He gets crosses that goals. He scores goals. He's only been here 2 minutes. The player, and he's 21. He so does. This is why, if we get it right, Jodi, he's got that touch at times. Listen, he's not Berbatov, but he's got that touch in him. He's got that Berber touch on him. Believe me, this is why it's hard for me to explain.
It's not the first time I've heard that. Someone else
really? Someone else said that, yeah? Okay.
Someone said that.
I can see it. I can see it. And I've got that instinct for a player. The way he thinks, I get how he thinks. This is a player that has got a footballing brain and the technical ability to pull off what the brain is thinking. These players aren't just like easy to find. Eriksen was one of those. Odegaard at Arsenal, young player. He's one of those. I can see it. I think that if we get it right, Kulusevski could become what Odegaard is becoming for Arsenal, and potentially could become an Eriksen-esque type player for us. But I'm not going to get carried away. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'll come back in a year or two's time, Jodi, on your show,
Yeah.
and we'll bring this back, and I'll say, Jodi, you know that instinct thing I was trying to explain to you, right? Or you're going to say to me, Stel, you know
How's
we
the
sold,
how's the
we
glass?
sold. Yeah. How's it? But
How's the glass?
I thought he did really,
Yeah,
really
I
good
agree.
things in the match. The
Yeah.
touch, the play, the way he was nutmegging players, beating a player, putting
Mm.
who else was taking the game to Man U the way
Yeah,
he
no
did.
one was. No one was.
So I gave him an
It's the
8.
way he bends
And
as well when he, like, goes to shoot. Like, he's just I don't know, he's
and that and
skills.
that and that is quality coaching from a young age. So they've worked on his hips at a young age when he was 9, 10, 11, and he's got a good turn without falling over. So by working the hips, you can develop the balance as a football player. He's been coached extremely well at a young age, I can tell. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm glad he's at
He's
Spurs. Put it that way. I'm glad he's at Spurs.
And also, yeah, I think Paul is saying shouldn't have been subbed off. I think
I
we
agree,
we
Paul.
touched on
Paulie.
that earlier,
Yeah.
didn't we? But I agree as well. I think wasn't great, but I think it was the coaching decision at the time. Scott M again, Kulo 5.
He's having a laugh. Sky's he's winding us up.
Hard for Kulo because he tried, but he isn't good enough to do much on his own without Kane and Son.
Well, he did win us the penalty by beating 2 players and then putting in a cross that caused disarray in the penalty box, and so that's a tough one, Scott. That's a tough one to agree with.
What's Mudford and Sons? Starved of any starved of any quality, so much so our fan base overhypes everyone. Okay, well that's true.
Listen, I did. I repeat. If we get it right in his development, if we get it right with what we do with him, he's going to become the player I described. If we don't get it right, he won't become that player. So it's not overhype. I've put a caveat in there. We've got
There's a
to develop
caveat.
him the right way. Because he's young. Only because he's so young. He's just.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't look 21. He doesn't look
doesn't,
21.
does he? No, he doesn't.
He is.
He's like a proper man, but
Exactly.
he's 21. Luca 14. I like that about Kula. He uses the outside of his foot to make that pass. Well spotted still. Tricky one. Kulu is fucking class. Yeah. And Dejan should have stayed on. All right, let's move on. We are moving on to Son. Oh,
This is
Son.
so contentious. This is so contentious.
Oh, 4 and a 5. 4 and a 5. Right? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Stel, you're pretty right about me, aren't you, today? I don't give this many 5s out. Like, for me, it was a quiet day for Son.
You
I think
just
a lot
go
of
through
people...
work, just giving everyone high fives. Yeah, Jodi's in the house. Yeah, Jodi's here. Hey.
After this, I'm gonna have to because it's 5s all round today. But look, it was a quiet day for him. I think he had some good moments. I think his passing was really good. His set pieces again, I thought were really good. I think that's one quality about Son that a lot of people fail to mention sometimes. I think he was doing really well for us. We don't really have anyone else that can do a set piece quite like Sonny can at the moment. He missed the really good chance from Kulu, I think, in the second half, and obviously that's potentially why you've marked him down. And then, he's slipping everywhere, wasn't he? What's going on with the slipping around? Maybe he should have changed his studs, I think. But what do you think?
Why did no one in the coaching team call him over and check his boots and ask him if he wanted a change of boots? That isn't 100% on Son. Sometimes the people that are managing the game need to intervene, and they didn't. So
yeah,
I gave Son a low score. Yeah, but at the same time, though, he could have come over and said, "Look, I think there's something wrong with my boots." But okay.
But it's not just this game. He's been slipping around quite a few matches now. But anyway,
only Spurs star player can have a boot issue in a big game. Have you ever seen it happen to another player? Have you ever seen that before? Yeah, exactly.
No.
Dr. Tottenham.
That's what I labeled this show, actually. Dr. Tottenham strikes again. Cody Mack. Yeah. Oh no, Stelias.
No, right. So what Cody means there is there was so Will Stewart, who's got a show as well, THFC Rants, that Cody's on.
Yeah.
There was a fiery 4-hour debate whether Son played badly or not. And it was literally the eye test versus the stats. The stats actually say that Son had a better game than Kane and Kulu. The stats actually support Son. But if you watch the game, there's no way you're going to. Right. So this is my view. This is my view. I don't think Son had a good game at all. And I'll tell you why. It's big games. You look at your big players to do something big. Like Ronaldo. Big game, big player, stepped up. They didn't step up. Son didn't step up. They simply didn't. Now, with Son, in the first 5 or 10 minutes, he's broken towards the box. He's got a choice to shoot or lay off the ball to the left. He completely cocked it up. Yeah, you cannot blame anyone but Son. I'm not going to have this. Oh, no one gave him a call. You're trained from a young age. Check your shoulder. Check what's around you, right? And I've seen Son check his shoulder in other games. I don't know what happened to Son in that moment. He completely screwed it up. Number 2, the thing about the boots. Listen, if you are slipping over, go over to the sideline and fix it. Number 3, a chance did fall for him. I think it was about 10 yards out, and he's knocked it wide. He didn't even hit the target. A player of Son's caliber cannot be doing that, right? If that's Ronaldo, it's a goal.
Yeah.
If that's Harry Kane, it's probably a goal. Son missed the target. Then there was other decision making and passes he was making. You know what? Sometimes players just have a bad game. He's not a bad player. He's not rubbish. We shouldn't sell him. We shouldn't drop. He's freaking brilliant. Heung-min Son is a brilliant football player. And if he went to Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, he'd win fucking everything. Right? Yeah. Any hate or abuse that goes towards him, I think fans, you need to take a long, long, hard look at yourself.
Yeah.
But did he have a bad game? Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. And it is what it is. What can we do?
Yeah. I mean, I think it definitely got weaker as the match went on. Okay.
What else can we say?
Yeah. Let's move on. I think let's move on. Let's move on to Harry Kane. Another one that I think, other than the penalty.
Hey, it's not 5.
Not a 5. He gets an extra point for the penalty. If he missed that penalty, he would have got a 5 or lower. But he got a 6 for that one. There was hope. Well. There was hope when that came in. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a great day for Kane either. Let's be honest. He gets the extra mark for the penalty for me. But.
Here's a funny thing, okay? I don't think Kane gets the service that he requires from this team, and that's why he drops. Beg your pardon. That's why he drops deep so often to become the creator. Now, the Carabao Cup and against West Ham, I had free tickets. People just dropped out, whatever. So I took a couple of my coaches. One is an Arsenal fan, and one is a Man City fan. They just wanted to come. They've never been to the stadium. I'm not bothered. They're obviously not going to support, but they came. And each game, both of them said the same thing to me. And they said, wow, we didn't realize Kane was that good. And boy, does he not get the service. Now, this is coming from a fan who hates Tottenham, and the other one is neutral. So when they're saying it,
yeah,
and they've got a coaching brain, these two, Jodi, he doesn't get the service. Kane does not get the service at Spurs. Yeah. And I just feel the stick he gets is, a bit like Son. The stick Son and Kane get is completely uncalled for and unjustified. They are the two best players at Spurs, and they've been carrying this club for 3 years now without any support or backup. So
Yeah. It's so true. I mean, I think most of the good moments that Kane had on Saturday when he was dropping deep and trying to help out, like to to get us goals.
yeah, because he's not getting the ball. No
He's not.
one's giving him the ball.
Yeah, yeah. But we don't have, we've been crying out for that, haven't we, for so long now, to have that creativity in the midfield and to get help for Kane and Son. And it's just we just can't get it. So
I think Kulu helps. Kulu's definitely someone that does add to that. And when Bentancur does get further forward, I think he can do it. But we're crying out for two, not one, two Ericsson-esque type players and another striker to challenge Kane, to support Kane. Because it's always dumped on Son. It's always down to Son to do it. Son's meant to be a winger. We're converting him into like an inverted attacker because
and that's
we haven't,
we haven't got anyone. But is that partly why he's not performing, as well, because he's not playing the role that he's meant to be playing? And I don't know.
So I agree with what you just said there, but here we go again. The stats will tell you that Son is having a better season this season than last season.
Yeah.
So it depends. What do you believe?
I don't know, because I mean, sometimes you have to watch a game multiple times to actually understand what's going on, because you can't I just feel like you can't do a show like this or judge a player or a player's performance based on just one initial viewing. I think you have to actually see what goes on throughout the whole match. And sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to watch it multiple times, but
that's what I'm laughing. Like after that game, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I think I'm going to give up on this. That's right. Right. Subs. I know you didn't give me any subs, but I mean, to be honest, there wasn't much time for them to actually do much more. Any kind of any high level. I gave them NAs just because there wasn't really much time.
I actually wanted Moura to start the match because he can drive with the ball, and I felt Man United had a weakness in the middle where Fred and Matic were playing, and that he could drive into that space, because that's what Moura's. That's the one quality Moura has, is driving with the ball and beating players. But we didn't start with him. When he came on, he made one or two good driving runs, but it was just too late for him to have an impact in the game. And by the time he did come on, Man United were pretty much wrapping it up.
Yeah, we'd given up as well, I think. So a little bit too little, too late, I think, for us. He was energetic when he came on, I think, as he always is, because he's always very energetic. But
that's what he does.
That's what he does. Stevie B, anything to say? I mean, 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
5-6 minutes.
Pointless.
Yeah, agree.
He did nothing, and he had no time to do nothing.
One touch. Did you see that?
Yeah. He
actually touched the ball once. So, pointless, as you say. Nothing really to say there. And Winksy. 8 touches.
So this is Winks in a nutshell. He comes on, he goes out wide, first touch, plays it forward. The player passes it back to him, and then he loses possession of the ball because he's dithering on the ball and doesn't make a decision. You're like, well done, Winks. You've just come on and you've lost possession of the ball. Brilliant. That's exactly the impact we wanted. And then 2 minutes later, he puts probably the best forward pass of the game to Reggie. And if Reggie connects on that, everyone will be saying, what an assist from Winks. What a substitution by Conte. Yeah. Tactical master.
Yeah.
There you go. That's football for you.
That's football. I agree. Yeah. But I mean, not much to say. Not much to say. Let's move on to Crime of the Week, Stel.
What's this? What's
Crime
this,
of the Week. For you and other people who don't watch the show, welcome. It's a segment that we do, or that I do, where people put in nominations for anything that happens during the week in the world of Tottenham Hotspur. So it could be on-pitch or off-pitch activities. Sometimes we've had different things feature. So back when Dali Ali was part of Spurs, he had a few off-pitch activities that were nominated for Crime of the Week. But at the moment, there's only one thing that really is a crime, and this week it goes to the squad again. It's for Tottenham for not only allowing Ronaldo to score a hat trick when he's failed to turn up for the majority of his performances this season, but also for dropping points whilst Man U, Arsenal, West Ham, and Wolves all won their matches this weekend. It's a crime, and it needs to be locked up. What are you saying? What are you saying, Stel? What is your crime if it's not this in the world of Tottenham Hotspur this week? Have you got anything to say?
Yeah, crime of the week. I'm not going to mention names, but there's a few who are on Twitter telling everyone the top 4 race is still on. We can
Yeah.
still do it. It's not over. Keep believing. If Arsenal drop 9 points and we don't lose any games at all for the rest of the season, we can do it.
Yeah.
They need to be locked up until the end of the season.
Neil Shafton saying Stevie B will look good in orange if he gets locked up. Yeah. If we have orange prison suits.
The Dutch.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah, it's the team. It's the team for me. And I don't want to say this inconsistency thing because you made a really good point at the start of the show, Stel. We've always been inconsistent. It's not a new thing, but I mean, it's a crime time and time again. When are they going to stop being inconsistent? I don't know.
Well, look, the league. The one good thing about being in a league is it doesn't lie. A cup competition can lie. You can draw easy teams. You can go on a good run. You can get lucky. The league table does not lie. It's a barometer of true consistency. Now, 2 years ago, we finished 6th. Last season, we finished 7th. Currently, we're 8th. That's where we're at, people. That is the level Tottenham's at. So when some of us say we should be top 4, we're better than, we're not. We are consistently now between 6th and 8th. We've dropped off quite dramatically. It's happened quickly. So, look, there's no shame in it because it is what it is, and it's out of our control, right? But we just need to accept we're not a crap club. We're not a crap team. We've just got a number of players that aren't very good that just bring it down to where we are. So, if Conte's backed in the summer, he's back properly. And he gets the players he wants, no matter where we finish in the league, he's backed. We can seriously get back into top 4 next season. If he's not, then more of the same. At 7th, 8th, 9th. That's what we are.
Yeah. What are you thinking? Where are we going to end up this season? Between 6th and 8th.
So after the Southampton game when we lost, I said that if Spurs can go to the semi-final of the FA Cup, or if we can get top 6, I think Conte's done really well with this squad. So we're at the Cups. That's not going to happen. For me, if we get top 6, I think that's genuinely a good achievement by the team. I think when you look at the opposition and how they're performing, and you look at the players they've got that we don't have, I think it's fair to say if we get top 6, we've done well. If we get top 4, it will be unbelievable. Like, oh my God.
It'll be a fluke, I think.
How?
Yeah, it's a fluke. Like
my fear, though, of course it'll be a fluke. Absolutely. If we don't get top 6, though, Jodi, my worry with that is they're not going to back him. And the reason they won't back him is because the money won't be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because they're not going to put their hands in their own pocket. It's got to come from prize money and where you finish in the league and expected revenues for the competition you're in. But also, what quality of player are we going to attract being the 7th best team in England?
Yeah.
That's where we're going to come unstuck. It's all good and well when you finish 7th in Italy with Inter Milan. It's Inter Milan.
Yeah.
You're going to be in a title race most seasons. We're Tottenham. We don't have that recent history to sell as a proposition to players. So I just hope we don't get 7th or below, because if it is,
it's going to be
we're going to both end up as
I'm not going to be. I'm actually really scared about what's going to happen if we don't get either backed, or if Conte doesn't get backed, or if we don't get above 6th place, like you say. I think it's going to be a really scary place. Potentially Kane might leave. Not that, maybe we can
That's
get some
another
players
problem.
in with the
That
money.
happens.
Yeah, it's just I'm trying to not think too far in the future because it's freaking me out to think what's going to
Yeah, look,
happen.
one game at a time. See
Yeah.
where we end up. If we get top 6, I think we'll be all right. If we get below that, then I'm in the same boat as you. I'd be worried about that. I'd be worried. But at the moment, we're 8th. So
We're 8th, yeah. We've got 11 games to go. Anything could happen. If we carry on this trajectory of win, loss, then yeah, I mean, if we win half of those, I don't know what's going to happen. But
I think if West Ham can stay in the Europa Cup, that will work to our benefit. But it looks like they're going to go out to Seville. So if they get knocked out and they've only got the league to focus on, that's a problem for us.
it's a scary,
That's a problem
scary
for us
thought, I
because
think.
it's another team that's seriously going to compete for top 6.
Yeah. Sean Hurl, you're saying crime of the week, season ticket renewal date, surely.
That's a good
Coming up
shout.
in April.
That's a good shout.
That's a good one. Right, enough of this top 4 bollocks. Yeah, definitely. Top 6 would be a shout. A decent finish. Luca 14 win the next 2 and Arsenal lose their next 2. And top 4 is on. You can be quiet there, Luca 14, because we're not going to talk about top 4 anymore. It is just done, I think. But yeah, I mean, what we got Brighton on, is it Wednesday night? And then West Ham at home on Sunday.
I've got a sneaky feeling we're going to draw both games. I think we're going to
it's not
draw
the
both
worst
games.
thing that happens. I mean,
we need to. Well,
we need to win everything.
You say that. You say that, but that's 2 points. You're better off losing one, winning one. That's 3 points. So
yeah.
I hope. Listen, if there's a winner against Brighton,
tough.
I think we will win because they're in a bit of a dip. So
Mm.
if there is a winner at Brighton, I think it'll be Tottenham. But I've got a sneaky feeling they're going to hold us to a draw. The West Ham game. I mean, are they playing in Europe on Thursday? West Ham.
I'm not sure,
Let me check.
but
I'll check
probably.
now. So Thursday.
I think they are
Europa
actually.
Cup,
I think they
Europa
do have a
Cup.
game before.
Yeah, they
I
are.
think
So right.
Yeah.
So West Ham might be pretty tired going into that game, which could work to our advantage. So maybe we can beat West Ham then. Maybe.
That's all we can hope for, I think, is a little tired West Ham coming in and a really tough crowd at home. Hopefully we've got our crowd backing our boys. I mean, that doesn't always.
Well, I got an email from Spurs today saying the
I'll
West
be
Ham
there.
game is sold out.
And me. Yeah, I'm going. So first game, I was actually meant to go to the Liverpool game, but I got
What
COVID.
are you sitting in seat number 5?
I sure am still. But yeah, I agree. I think we need to at least take 3 points from those 2 games. Hopefully 6, maybe 4. Not 0.
0 or 2 draws, I don't think is helping us at all. At least one win. At least one win is needed. At least.
I agree. I cannot be going home from that crowd on Sunday night with West Ham singing that Tottenham Get Battered song because
I'm sick of hearing that at White Hart Lane. I've heard it. Honestly, I've heard it so many times there this season. It's like
I am not going to be very happy if that happens. Guys, if you have any desire left for the rest of the season and you want to put a score prediction in for the Brighton game, please send a video through to us to our WhatsApp number, and I'm going to read that out to you right now. It is +44 777 436 4819. If you can, if you if you can be bothered with Spurs right now, and you want to put a prediction in, just send a video of what you think that score prediction will be, and the guys will read it out on the preview show on Tuesday night. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for tonight still. Thank you for coming on. Have you got anything you want to tell the viewers where they can find you? I know you've got a show coming up in a few minutes' time. Do you want to tell them all about that one or anything else?
If you want more Spurs content, you can come over to Tottenham Away, 8:30, 15 minutes. We've got a show tomorrow. The guys from America, United Spurs America, do a show on our channel, 7:30 on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, Iggy and I are doing the watch along for the Brighton game again for We Are Tottenham TV. Otherwise, everyone, show Jodi some love, man, and subscribe and like and follow the
Yay.
channel. And
Great
maybe you can
stuff.
end up in her prison cell as well.
Yes, I've got my little baton here. I didn't bring it out tonight, but I probably should have. Guys, from my end, you can find me on Twitter at Spursy141. And yes, Estelle says, please, please, please like and subscribe. We really appreciate everything that you guys do for us and all the interaction, comments, and everything. We've had quite a few people in the comments tonight. I'll give you a little bit of a shout out to who's watching along. So we've got Luca14, David Clark, Scott M. Thank you for your your ratings tonight, Scott. Mudford and Sons. Paulie Lucas Shea, NS Sports Tricky One, Cody Mack, United States of America, Neil Shafton. There's a lot of you tonight. Josh, the Tottenham guy, Paul Russell. Yeah, thank you guys for watching and for all your comments and everything. I can't forget Sean Hell. Thank you, Sean, for stepping by. But yeah, I think I'm gonna let Stel go. He's got a show to do, so I'm not gonna keep you any longer, Stel. But thank you again so much for coming on tonight. And we'll have to get you back again sometime. We'll have to find out how your glass window's doing. Let us know some more about that, and hopefully Tottenham can maybe bring some wins home. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining in. Have a good evening. Stay safe. I will see you next week, and come on, you Spurs.